It's Sleep and Breathe Summoner's War right now. Today we're going to be talking about Randy, the Fire Bounty Hunter. Should you or should you not 6-star Randy? It's an update video to my original. Why are we discussing this? Because right now, Kairos Dungeon has a Randy, and a lot of people are wondering, should you farm Randy? Should you farm Randy? What do you mean, should you farm Randy? If you don't have a maxed out Randy right now, you need to farm Randy. Some people even like to use Wayne. So if you want to use Wayne, you need to farm Randy. So at the end of the day, what does that mean? It means you go farm Randy right now. You farm Randy, you stop feeding your Randys to level up Mons, and you buff that guy up. So let's have a look at my Randy. Here's Randy. Why is Randy so good? And by the way, they did do a buff on Randy last summer. He used to shoot one shot for bullseye, which was half decent at the time. But now it's even better. It was a buff. It was not a debuff. It was a buff. He now shoots 2 precise shots. He gangbangs his opponent by bypassing the armor and messing that guy up. Bends him over and sticks it up the rear. That's his beauty right here, actually. This is a very high damage shot. It can do, if you have fatal runes or buff violent runes on Randy, violent is the best way to go. Anything you get this guy's attack up, this does serious damage. And in case you haven't noticed, this is a 0 cooldown basic attack. That's part of the reason why Randy is so good. It doesn't cost nothing. You can do it anytime, anywhere, any place. Why else is Randy good? His second best ability is not his second ability. It's not Chainfire, although Chainfire can be good. We'll get into that. It's actually his ready to snipe ability. Increase critical rate and defense of all allies for 3 turns. That's 3 turns, guys. And yes, that buffs Randy himself as well. Why is this good? Well, 1, it gives you armor, and 2, yeah, combos with any mon that needs critical crit rate. Okay, maybe, most people max out crit rate on Sigmaris anyway, but just saying, any mon in the game that needs crit rate, that can combo. But here's the real kicker. Why do people use Randy? They use him to, he's one of the best combos with Copper. They're like peanut butter and jelly together. They're white on rice. They are the ultimate team. They're the ultimate tag team. You remember the Mega Powers back in the WWF days? They are the Mega Powers. You put these two together, and if you have a good Copper, you can beat anyone in PvP. Randy's a PvP mon. Some people have used him for TOA. He is squishy. He has a flaw. He's squishy. I don't recommend him. He is a 100% arena mon. I don't like him for TOA. I don't recommend any of you guys touch him for TOA. I don't think he's worth getting godly runes to make him good in PvP and PVM, PvE, whatever you want to call it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So yeah, what does Copper do? Copper bypasses armor. Copper ignores enemy defense. What does Randy do? Boom! Ignore enemy defense. It's simple as that. It's Rape House. It's get wrecked. It's the get wrecked team. You want to get wrecked? You pick Copper and you pick Randy. You want to wreck your opponent? You do the Kairos Dungeon Randy. You farm your Randys. You save them up. You buff up your Randy. You feed your Wayne to your Randy. You do whatever it takes to buff up your Randy. And his second ability here, Chainfire. Why is this good? This is what I like to call the comedy ability. This is both the worst and the best ability in the game. With this here, you can attacks the enemy with 2 arrows and attacks again with a 30% chance. That doesn't just mean he can attack again once. That means 30%, 30%. That 30% will continue consecutively for infinity if you happen to get the RNG in your favor. I have seen myself a 17 attack Randy. He did 17 of those little arrows in a row. That's funny. You probably need a lot of focus or a lot of luck. I don't even know if focus helps with that. It probably does. But yeah, you need a lot of luck. This is not something that you're going to get very often. But imagine this. You put Randy on defense. And maybe you combo him with Copper, and boom, he actually does it. And he's on defense. It blows your pants right off your opponent, blows his mind. The guy slits his wrists 3 hours later because he's been, so devastated. The guy's legally insane. Maybe, drowns himself in a pool of his own blood. Who knows? But that's the kind of craziness that Randy does. Okay, Randy means business. And lastly, his leader skill ain't that bad either. Increase speed of ally monsters by 16% in guild battles. Yeah, there's better. But not every player out there is a pay-to-win player or a buff balls playing this game since day 1, 24 hours a day player. They don't have all the mods. They don't have a Tyron. They can't put a Tyron leader skill 19%. Right? So when I was a noob, I was actually busting Randy in guild battles without a Copper. because Randy was good. I had him buffed up with runes. He was one of my best mons at the time. Do I use him in guild battles anymore? No, I don't, unless he's teamed up with Copper. If he ain't teamed up with Copper, don't use him. That's the way I look at it. He's a very niche mon, but he is buff balls. You guys just don't get how buff the Randy Copper team is. I also recommend throwing a Chloe in there. And you've got yourself a gang banging rape house, get wrecked, dick in your face, dick in your mouth team, okay? So there you have it. Like, subscribe, and don't feed Randy. 6-star that nigger right there. I'm sorry to use the word, but you got 6-star that nigger, man. He gets the job done. He will wreck your mom. He'll wreck your sister. He gonna wreck your mama's sister. He gonna wreck your baby. You got a 6-month-old baby. He gonna wreck that baby. He will wreck it. So don't mess with this guy. You see a Copper and a Randy in the arena on defense, do not attack. Don't attack that team. Avoid it. Go to the next team. Please like, subscribe. See you later, guys.